This is the watch list video for Monday, January 25th. Starting off showing you the SPY using weekly candles just to show you, even with all the chaos, when you glance at it and break it down to its simplest form, right now we're just sitting on another great bounce off that 181, 182 area, right, on the SPY, and closing at the top of the week, really. So when you break it down that way, it's not as scary as it's been, right? So there's the daily. So anyway, with that in mind, let's start with the daily watch list. RDUS, really nice bounce. It gave one of our intraday shape plays to the downside here. These oftentimes give nice reversals. Learn that. I mean, when that thing started accelerating to the downside and the volume's increasing, it looks like the price and the volume sticks are reaching out to each other, you oftentimes get a really nice reversal, and ended up closing near its highs. Now, do I want to dive in the next morning? Probably not. It's moved, like $5 or more off of its lows on Friday. But you do have, in effect, a very nice hammer candle, and I think that's worth watching for a continuation of the bounce. TROV, really nice move on Thursday, and it's a quiet inside day on Friday. Sometimes you get a third day move right back up, so I want to watch that one. ZFGN, just a quiet, low range, day compared to the big move here, and then on Wednesday and then Thursday and Friday, kind of a narrow range. So it's holding an area here. The low on Friday was 850. So if we can hold above that, let's keep an eye on that for a bounce. All right, I like the fact that you had the big move and two red candles. You don't have a complete complete retracement of the move. You've got a partial retracement. So looking for a potential long on that one on Monday. HALO. It's kind of like a bottoming formation here, and you can see the resistance. I can probably draw a line right there. All right, you can kind of see the resistance right there, and it spent about a week doing this. So if we switch to 60s, you can kind of see it better. You've got basically a cup and handle on 60s. If you get over this resistance, it might pop nicely to the upside. So I want to watch that one. It's HALO. It's interesting over 1050. TMST. Been watching this one for a few days after this big intraday move, and it's really just still flagging, right? You can kind of picture it there, right? So it is interesting. Probably over Friday's high, though. Friday's high, 495. So if it can get up to there, it might just continue higher again and retest the heights of this big move that was to 565. When you go back to the daily, it doesn't look that interesting. But as a day trader, we saw this big spike, and now we're kind of watching the tightening formation. Okay, CMRX. Didn't type that right. Not drunk, I swear. CMRX, huge gap down. Had a really nice volume day this day that took it to 975. Got a lower high right here of 972. Kind of a cup and handle again. It hit 912 here. And then Friday's high was 912 again. I'm going to go ahead and write down 913 in my notes because it's kind of over. That would be over this little flag pattern, and then maybe you retest and push through this 975 high. So I certainly like this over the 913 area. Let's switch to 60-minute candles, have a glance, and you can just see kind of a big cup and handle there, right? If we take the gap out of it, it's a little cleaner. All right, so there's that high, and then a little bit of a lower high, and then you got a cup and handle. So you can see where this is interesting over 913. So that is kind of my entry idea, but I'll have to see how the market trades, and I'll just blindly buy that at 913. All right, let's see. That's CMRX. BID, pretty nice volume spike on Friday, and it's up at the top of a range. I do like the volume. Again, we switch to 60s, and it becomes interesting over 24, right? So let's watch that one. That volume Friday might have meant something, and you've got decent. If this is going to break to the upside, you've got a decent amount of support below from the past week or so. When the market was pretty weak, this is actually kind of holding up fairly well. So that's BID, and then lastly, I want to watch BSI again. It did find support at the 20-day. This one had a huge move from the gap up here. It went from 303 to over $8 in a session and a half, and now you've got a clean pullback, and it's holding the 20-day. There wasn't much volume in it on Friday, but it does look good over Friday's high. If it gets up over Up around 458, somewhere around there. It might just kind of break this trend line and move higher. So that's a very low float one that's got potential for a measured move. So that's why I have it on watch, even though it only traded 200,000 shares on Friday. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully we'll find some gappers in the morning and catch our daily goal in the opening half hour, which is my favorite way to trade, because then the rest of the day you can just focus on high probability setups and trade small, see if you can add to your gains. Or if you get your daily goal in the first half hour, you can walk away and enjoy the rest of your day and not risk giving any back too. So it's fun to have options, and day trading certainly gives us that. All right, we'll quit babbling. We'll have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy the football. We'll see you on Monday.